welcome to my world, and today I'm going to be reading you guys a creepypasta. It is the second part to my Halloween video, and the creepypasta is called If You See Spots When You Close Your Eyes, Ignore Them. It's by Connor Smith. I am terrified of sleep, or more accurately, when it occurs when I do. For as long as I can remember, I've seen spots when I sleep. More precisely, I see them when I close my eyes to go to sleep. Between the second I start closing my eyes and when they are entirely shut, I see two, one in each eye. It never used to bother me, and I can only see them for a split second, so there's not much to dwell on their appearance. This is until about a month ago, when everything changed. It was a Friday night, and I was exhausted from a long week of work. I was closing my eyes to get some shut-eye, and I saw the all too familiar spots in my vision. It was then I began to wonder, what had caused this condition all these years? And I opened my eyes and closed my eyes several times, paying attention to when the orbs appeared each time. I grabbed my phone off the nightstand and did some research on my condition. I didn't find anything specific about two spots appearing when you close your eyes, but I did find some information about the strange shapes that could be seen when eyes are already shut. Writing it off as a small visual oddity due to the process of closing my eyes in the dark, I decided it was nothing to be alarmed about and went to sleep. After several nights of paying more attention to the phenomenon, it occurred to me that the spots seemed to have grown in size since I began cautiously observing them. However, I was not overly concerned. Not as I figured it was an anomaly continuing to be quirky. About a week after I first decided to research my condition in earnest, I had a realization. As I closed my eyes that sent shivers down my spine, the spots that I had been thinking about for the past week had taken the shape of eyes, human eyes. I snapped my eyes open again, but saw nothing. It was just me in my room, safely locked in my apartment for the night. I told myself that it was just a visual hallucination. It made sense that my mind would create a familiar shape for me to see. Closing my eyes once again and trying not to notice the eye-shaped spots, I fell into deep, dreamless sleep. I went about my business the next day. The same as usual, I drove to work, spent 8 hours working on material documents for the corporate higher-ups, and then drove home. I did not have that much of a bad day, but I did ask some of my coworkers whether they had seen strangely shaped spots in their eyes when they fell asleep, but none of them had the same experience as I. When I got home, I ate dinner by myself, watched a few episodes of The Office, and then headed to bed. As I began to tire of scrolling through social media, I placed my phone back into my bedside table and prepared for some much-needed rest. When I did, I saw instantly recognizable eyes staring back at me. As usual, they vanished the moment my eyes closed completely. And then it happened. I felt a flow of soft, warm air over my face. I quickly opened my eyes and looked around my room. Nothing. I tried to rationalize the occurrence as a random breeze caused by perhaps my hair turning on unexpectedly. However, I knew that I did not hear the furnace start, nor did I have a window open that night. I know what I felt. It was exactly like a breath. Over the next few weeks, the experience continued. The spots came closer than ever before, and every couple of nights I sensed the same unexplained gust of warmth. Then one Tuesday night I saw the spots wink out of existence for a fraction of a second, then return as if they were blinking. The day it happened, I had stayed overtime at work, with a department deadline fast approaching. When I got home, I had no energy to make myself anything, so I made myself some toast before crawling into bed. I saw the spots staring back at me in the dark before I shut my eyes and attempted to fall asleep, despite my unease. I noticed the familiar rush of humid air over my face, making me all the more restless. Then I felt it again. In an instant, all the things that I had told myself to help myself sleep at night were removed. I could no longer rationalize the incidents of a random breeze. I opened my eyes. Staring back at me through the darkness was a pair of eyes. They were humanoid in appearance, yet the creature they had been attached to was decidedly an alien. It had no nose, and its mouth was twisted in a vast gaping smile. It was far broader than humanly possible. Its face was only a foot from mine. Right off the edge of the bed, I was frozen in fear, unable to think or move. For a few minutes I did nothing but stare at it, and it did not take its eyes off of me. Then its grin widened further. I was jolted from my fear-induced paralysis as it began to reach toward me with one of its grotesque, distorted appendages. I leaped from the bed and ran past it toward the door. As I did, it turned its head 180 degrees, like something out of The Exorcist, and it followed me with its gaze. I grabbed the keys to my car and sprinted through the front door. I think the stairs, jumping entire flights at a time to get out as quickly as possible. After making it safely to my vehicle, I drove for an hour before I could begin rationally thinking again. I called the police, informed them that someone had broken into my apartment and I had been watching me sleep. I left the part about the monstrous inhuman features, as I could no longer intend of ending up in a psychic ward after what I experienced. I was certain of what I had seen, and it was not human. Not at all. Predictably, the police found nothing of interest in my apartment, no signs of forced entry, fingerprints, or any other evidence of that kind. They told me that I should stay out of my apartment until they finished their investigation, and I moved back in with another a town over. I realized later that the intruder must have been watching me sleep for years, and that those spots had been it opening its eyes to look at me when I had closed mine. Looking back on all those previous years, before I'd ever paid attention to the spots, it dawned on me that this creature had only begun to make itself known to me after I'd taken notice of its existence and started to cry. I can still feel its breath when I sleep. If you see spots when you close your eyes, ignore them. Now, thank you everyone for listening to me read this story. If you did get scared, woo, thank you so much. And if you didn't, I really hope you liked the story. I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you guys had a very, very amazing Halloween. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.